Start recording. All right. I'm recording this session because there's a slight change in everything. Okay. Now there is an asset, a package called standard asset, which we made use of. It's called standard asset. We made use of it in our cohort 1. But yesterday, while preparing for this class, I discovered that it has been removed from the asset store right here. It's not available. What you can see here is starter asset, not standard asset. What we are looking for is called standard asset. Okay, it has been removed. So what I did was that this is not it. This is also not it. What I did was that there is another stuff that I imported in Unity that has standard asset in it. So I just removed only that standard asset. I uploaded it to Google Drive. So let me share us the link. So I can download it. Wow, okay. Let me make it anyone. Copy link. Beautiful. So this is the link. This is the Google Drive link. So you can just download the standard asset from there. So just follow what I'm going to do. And go back to scene. So in Unity, the first thing we are going to do in our hierarchy, right click, scroll down to UI. Is it UI? Scroll down to 3D objects and scroll down again, and you're going to see terrain. Click on it. If you click on it, it will bring up this flat surface. Okay, to bring up this flat surface over here, this is our terrain. Yes, this is it. It's flat, but you're going to see what we will do with it as in the next few minutes. Now, before you continue, ensure that you have the standard assets in here. Import it. Okay, so like I said, the easiest way to do it is to just drag it into your asset right here. So as you can see right here, I have the folder standard asset right in here. So all you have to do is to just drag it in, and that is all. Okay, now then the next thing we are going to do, click on the terrain. If you click on the terrain has its own inspector, and right below this transform position you have the terrain tools, everything. So if you click on this paint tool, click on it, right, you will have this paint texture. Click on it again. So what we want to do is that we want to create mountains. Okay, we want to either lower or increase the terrain. So to do that, you click on raise or lower. Click on this, click on it, and once you do, we want to do another we want to make some changes right here. Just below what you just clicked on, you have the brush size. Increase it a bit. If you increase it, go over to the terrain. Just go over to the terrain. You will see that the brush size is big. It's taking almost the entire terrain. Now all you have to do is to just go back and reduce this a bit. Let's see. Okay, yes, because we want to create mountains. Okay, so we don't want to create an entire mountain on our terrain, but we just want to create mountains on some specific areas of it. Now this is for the brush size. You already know what the brush size means. Means that is once you click, you increase it. It means it becomes bigger. It takes a good part of the terrain. So just reduce it a bit. Yeah, so the opacity size, if I reduce it completely, you will see that you will not see any. If I click on the terrain to do anything, you won't see any. You will notice that nothing is happening. Okay, that is because the opacity size is on 0. If I increase it a bit, you can see that I'm creating mountains. Okay, I'm creating mountains. You can see I'm creating mountains. Now Beautiful. If you look through here, you have the brushes. Now these brushes are different textures or different, how would I put it, different sizes of how the mountain is going to look like. For instance, the texture, the brush I'm actually using is this last one right here at the top, last one at the top right corner. So I want to switch to this. This is another brush, but this is a little bit smoother. If I click on it, you can see it's smoother. If I come over here, you can see that it gives me a very smooth effect. Okay, if I come over to the next one, it gives me another smoother effect, but a different size. This is more protruding, and this is more, it's not as protruding as this. Then this gives us this, as you can see. So you can play with it, and see, this gives us a rougher stuff like a mountain. You can just play with it, but the thing is that whichever brush you use, you can use another brush to actually make an adjustment to it. For example, I have this smooth hue that I've done here. I can click on this particular brush, maybe reduce the size, then come over to this and make it rough. Once I just start clicking on it, it becomes rough. Okay, it becomes rough, and as you can see, I'm creating rough edges of these hues, this stuff that I just raised up. Let's see. Can you see my screen? And do you think you can do this? I want you guys to talk to me because you guys are quiet and it feels like I'm talking to myself. All right, I want to believe that we are understanding the entire stuff. All right, so I'm going to undo this and, you know, do it afresh. Okay, so I'm just going to undo this, undo everything. Of course, to undo, you know how to make use of your undo button. If you're using Windows, it's Control Z. If you're using a Mac OS, it's Command Z. Okay, so I'm just going to undo this and have a very flat surface. Now, it's left completely. So terrain again. So if you want to create more terrain, you see these boxes around, you can add more terrains if you want. To add more, all you have to do is to click on, in your inspector, just click on this plus right here. Click on this plus. Once you click on this plus, you will see it gives you this. All you have to do is to click on it, add more, add more, add more, add more, add more, add more. You can add a whole lot. You can add a whole lot. Okay, can add a whole lot, but I don't want. I'm just going to make use of just one terrain. Just one terrain. So what we are going to do right now is to just make some mild hills around this terrain. Okay, and make some rough sketches around it. So the first thing we are going to do, remember I said click on these two in your terrain, and you're going to see this drop down menu right here. You're going to see this drop down menu right here. Click on it and we want to raise our terrain, and I'm going to choose my brush size. I want to do this smooth. Then let's see, then also increase my opacity a bit, and as well as my brush size a bit. Yes, no, let me reduce my brush size a bit. Okay, so I will start by raising these hills. I will just by the side, yeah, I will just do this side. Awesome. Then, because this is very smooth, this is now how mountains or hills look like. So you have to make it a bit rough. So you choose another brush size. I'm just going to choose this. Then I'm going to make it rough. Click on it. As you can see, I'm adding some roughness to it. Now I also have to click on the floor, you know, the empty part where I didn't raise, I can actually, of course, if you want to take it back, if you want to undo that, or you want to make it flat, just click on Control while you're doing, sorry, just click on Shift while you are you're clicking on it. You can undo or you can flatten any surface. I'm presently clicking on Shift right now, so I will flatten this hue. As you can see, it's going down. So yes, I can just flatten them. If I want to flatten them very well, I could just pick another brush size and you know, just make some rough, yeah. So awesome. So we are gradually getting, it's gradually coming to life. So the next thing we want to do, we want to paint this hill, okay, of this mountains, this terrain. We want to paint it. So you come over, stay on the second icon, click on the drop down menu, and you're going to see paint texture. Click on paint texture. Then you scroll down a bit and you click on edit terrain layers. Once you click on edit terrain layers, you click on add layer. Okay, once you click on add layer, now these are some of the textures that came with the standard assets. Now the original standard asset that I wanted us to download from the asset store had a whole lot in it, but this just have a very few assets, a very few textures that we can play around with. So what we want to do is I want to choose this grass layer. You click on it, once you click on it, it appears here, and you can see that it takes over the entire thing. Okay, and this is looking too greenish for my liking. Looking too greenish for my liking. So we can actually also paint the rock to have this rocky feeling. So you click on terrain again, add another layer. So you want to choose this layer rock stuff, click on it, and this is where it is. You click on it right here, and you come over here, and you can now paint, or you can just tap, click to have the rocky stuff. As you can see, you can also reduce the opacity so that it doesn't really give if you increase the opacity, for instance, to the highest, it gives you 100%. You understand? But if you want to blend it a bit, let's just undo that. Just reduce the opacity a bit. Then I can just, as you can see, it gives me mild stuff. Yeah, awesome. So of course, this is a mountain. It's not just going to be greenish and stuff like that. We need to add another layer to it again. So you click over edit layer, then you want to add this layer grass, this dead soil stuff. Then you come over here again and you click, and sorry, you click on the layer right here, you choose the layer, you come over here and you click, and you're going to see this, it gives you this dark soil layer or texture. As you can see, so you can just touch around. Please play around with this, okay? You learn by playing around. You can just touch. Awesome. Does this look like a mountain? Yeah, it's coming alive. So what is left is we are supposed to have trees and grasses, right? So to do that, over to the terrain, you're not going to have grasses and trees. You're not going to make use of this option, this tab right here. You're going to click on this tab that says paint trees. You click on it, then you scroll down, come down where you see no tree defined. You click on edit tree, and you click on add tree, and this dialog box is going to open. At the top, you click on this very circle, this tiny icon right here. You click on it and you scroll down a bit, and you're going to see trees. So you have this tree or bush, it's written bush. Let's see whether we can see other. Okay, yeah, we have this tree, redwood, 2, redwood 3, redwood 4. Yeah, so you can pick up any of them, click on it, and once you click on it, you click on add, and it will be added right here. Then you can adjust. Okay, let's scroll down. Let's scroll down to our mountain. Once you do, if you click on it, you will see that the trees are added, right? But you see that they are added, they have this specific number that is being added to it. So all we have to do is to, if you want to reduce this tree, you can just at the density, the tree density, just take it down to the list. Then if you tap on it, wait a minute. Okay, let's see. If you take the tree density, is actually on 10. So every tree that appears as 10. All right, 10 of those trees appear. What is going on? So notice what is happening. You have the brush size, and if I reduce it to 1, if I click on our terrain, I'm only going to be putting just 1 trees. Okay, so this is helpful when you don't want to populate the entire place with the same kind of trees. All right, so you can just, you know, select places where you want your trees to be. So I'm going to have all these places have trees. I don't want to populate the entire place with trees, with the same kind of tree, and I can just choose around. As you can see, I'm placing my trees. Then I can also put in a different type of tree again. I can edit. I come over here, edit tree. I can add tree again. The same process we did with the tree. Scroll down a bit, and I can choose this different type of bush. I can click on this bush and click on add, and this is our bush. And I can come over here and have our bush. You know, you can have it. I can increase this now to 4 or 5. Then also increase our density. Let's see. Why are you not working? I don't know why this is not working, but let me reduce it. It's quite much. Brush size is much. It's big. Because this is a bush, so I want to have a okay. So I can have them placed at different spots, as you can see. Then I can add, you can add a whole lot of trees. Okay, you can add a whole lot of trees. I want to add another one again. Redwood 4 or redwood. I had redwood 2, so I want to add redwood 4. Yeah, something different. Reduce it to brush size to 1, so I can, you know, I can just have different varieties of trees and everything in here. And also, as you can see, remember that when you're putting your trees are not really supposed to be at the top of a mountain. Grasses are, you know, are seen at the top of the mountain, but not trees. Okay, so yeah, so beautiful. So now we just have bushes and trees. So the next thing we need to add up is grasses. Okay, now to do, just let's see, editors, add grass station. Okay, to do that, remember this icon, this tab right here is for tree, to paint tree. The next tab is to paint, it's called paint details. You can add your grasses right here. So you click on it, click on edit layer, and you're going to see add grass texture. Click on it, and this is going to come up as well again. You click on this tiny icon and you look for the grass texture, grass model. Okay, so I have this grass plant right here. I'm going to click on add, and once I add on it, it's already, you click on it here, and remember your brush texture. Look through. If I zoom in, if I do this, sorry, strengths. Oh, it's everywhere. So the grass, you have to zoom in to be able to see the grass because they are very tiny from the top. They're very tiny. So it's actually there. So what we're gonna do is to just, touch everywhere. Just touch everywhere with the grass. You can touch a part of the mountains with it, and you have to zoom in to see your grass texture. Okay, let's zoom in. You see, we have the grass texture. Okay, we have the bush, we have the trees, we have the different type of trees and everything. Now, let's see the beauty of this. The beauty of this is that we need to move in through. Let me click on play. Let's see whether our camera is on it. Okay, our
One.
camera. Yeah, okay. You're saying something? You said something? All right. So it seems for us to be able to get into this plane, right, we need to import what is called the third person controller. We need to import what is called a third person controller. And for us to do that, you go to assets, click on asset, you go online. Okay, let's open the previous one that's opened before. Then um, if you remember when you search on standard asset, we saw other assets, which I told you that this is not the standard asset, this is called the starter asset, right? So if you click on this is called starter asset, third person person controller. If you click on it, let it open. So this is how it looks like. So all you have to do, if you have not downloaded it before, you're going to see right here, you're going to see download, but I've downloaded it before. So all I have to do is to click on open in Unity, and it will open in my projects. Okay, just give it a minute to load. I already have it in the project, but I just want to show you how you can install it. It's taking a while. Why is it taking a while? It's taking a while. Why? Oh, let me do that again. Let me open it again. Server response, blah blah blah. So I think there's an issue with the server. There's an issue with the server. Any question thus far? Is there any question, please? I need a response, please. Any question?
No, no questions for me.
All right.
Okay. I question.
Henry,
Yes. Yeah.
I can hear you.
Sorry, I said I would like to know how you zoom. I would like to know how you zoom in and out.
Okay, I'm using my mouse, so you can zoom in and zoom out. So when you're building around Unity, it's imperative that you make use of a mouse because you are using a 3D. You're building around a 3D environment, so use your mouse. Okay. So let me see. I think um assets. Go back to assets. Let's see. just type in starter assets. Starter asset or standard asset, and it should open up. Let's click on it. Let me open it again and see whether it's going to open. Remember, I said I already have it in my project. So I think, okay, I think I am not logged in into Unity, so I'm having this error. So most times when you have this error, just at the top of in your project right here, you see account, click on it, you're going to see sign in. I am not signed in. I really don't know why this is happening always. So I'm going to have to, let me save this. Then I will close Unity and open it again to see if the sign-in option will show up. So yeah, open Unity again. So you'll discover that in your Unity hub, I am signed in. You can see sign out, but in the project, I am not signed in. So let me see whether the option will show up again. Awesome. So awesome. So yeah, I am now signed in. Okay, so let's see whether that issue will be resolved. You go to assets, click on search online. Let me close this, then open in Unity. So it's refreshing, just give it some minutes. So as you can see, it has appeared. You can see starter as a third person controller. All you have to do is to click on import. Let me just do it again. Okay, as you can see, okay, I already have the project. I already have it in my system, so it's telling me nothing to import. All assets from this package are already in your project. Okay, so once you click on import, just follow the prompt and click on other stuff like that, and you should have the project. You should have it in your project. So right now, once you import it completely into your project, if you look at the top, two tools are being created. You have the Cine machine and you have the tools right here. Okay, right here you have the tools. Now take note of what we have in our hierarchy. What we have in our hierarchy right here is just the directional light, the AR camera, and the terrain. So please kindly delete the AR camera. We don't need that, because right here we are not using Vuforia. So the AR camera is for Vuforia SDK. We are not using Vuforia. Okay, so what we are going to do right now is to click on tools. Now for you to see these tools, that means you must have imported your standard as your starter asset, your third person controller. You click on tools and you click on starter asset. Then you have three options here. You have reinstall dependencies, you have reset third person controller armature, and you have reset third person controller capsule. We want to make use of this reset third person controller armature. You click on it. Once you click on it, you discover that the additional game object has been created here. You have the player follow camera, you have the main camera, you have the player armature. If you double click on this, you will see that this is our player. Okay, this is our player. It is at the edge of our terrain. Okay, so what we are going to do right now is to, I don't like to have my hierarchy filled up with a whole lot of stuff, so I'm going to create an empty game object. Right click in hierarchy, create empty, then I'm going to name it player. Now then I'll now copy all this stuff, this third person controller stuff that we just imported. I'll now drag it on top of our player, make it a child of our player. So this way I'm able to drag everything without losing anything. So all I have to do is to click on the player, and you can see I can drag it. So I will now drag it and put on top my terrain. Okay, wow, the terrain is so big. Drag it and put on top of my terrain, maybe at the center. I click on F to refocus it. If you click on it, you discover that it's below the terrain. Okay, it's below the terrain. So you drag it on top. You drag it on top. Click on F again to zoom in. You can drag it down a bit so that it will be closer to the floor. Sometimes when you're working in Unity, you might see this, your terrain or whatever you're working on will be cut out. Just click on this stuff right here. Just click at the center and it will give you a different view. Okay, so as you can see, our third person controller is closer to the floor, closer to the ground, and this is all you have to do. You don't need to code, you don't need to do anything. All you have to do is to just import your third person controller and click on play. Let's see whether this works. Oh, awesome. As you can see, we have our third person. Once you do this, you'll be able to pan around. Okay, you'll be able to pan around. This is the guy, and you can move around on your keyboard. You move around with the WASD key. If you want to move forward, you click on the W and you're going to move forward. If you want to move sideways, you click on A, you move sideways. If you want to move sideways again by the right, click on D. And if you want to move backward, you click on S. Okay, if you want to run, you click on W and Shift, and you can run. You can. This is our grass. Remember, we couldn't see it from the top because it was so high, and this is our grass right here, and you can see it's animating and everything. You can run, you can, do anything. You can say this is our trees and everything. This is looking cool. It's looking cool, right? Yes. So I'm going to just stop it here and ask if there is any question. Sarav, I don't know if I pronounced the name right. You came in a bit late, but I believe you caught you saw when we started with the terrain and everything. Is there any question? Is there any way you're lost? If there's any way or any place you're lost, just let me know and we repeat the process. Henry, Gigi, anyone, is there? If there's any...
I want to go to the terrain layer already in Windows or something.
Pardon? I didn't get that.
The terrain layers. Were they already the terrain layers? The terrain layers. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to know if they're already in Unity or something imported.
Yeah, like I said, you should import the asset. Where is it? I gave us a link, the standard assets. Okay. Now this standard asset contains these trees and textures, the floor textures and everything that you've seen in here, and the grass. Okay, so all you have to do is to import it, drag it into Unity, download it from Google Drive, drag it into Unity, and that's all you have to do. Then when you create your terrain, the terrain will now work with your standard assets. All those textures and trees and everything in your standard assets, you can now see them in your terrain tools right here. So like practically you have to import everything. You have to import the standard asset, you have to import the starter asset. The starter asset is what contains this 3D model right here that enables us to move around like we are doing. Enables us, okay, play. Something is broken. Enables us to move around like we were doing. Why is it? Yeah, it was just working just right now. I don't know why. So yeah, the standard assets is what enables us to have these trees and everything. And the starter asset enables us to have the player, okay, the 3D model that is moving around.
Okay, please, can you send the link again for the standard access to the
Okay.
chat box?
Yeah, but it's there in the chat box. I don't know whether you missed it. Um, okay, let me just copy it. This is it. It's the last link that you can see. You can see Google Drive. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, pasted it.
Okay, I logged. Okay, I logged out before, so that's why there's nothing in the chat box anymore.
All right. Okay. So, but you can see it right now, right?
Yes, I can see it now.
Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, so this is how it is. So right here now we can choose to import a couple of things. We can choose to put in a building here. Okay, so say I want to put in a building right here, somewhere here. I can flatten this place to put in a building. Remember what we did to flatten this place? All you have to do is to click on your shift. You click on terrain, then come over to raise and lower terrain. Click on this. You choose your brush size. I want to reduce my brush size, so I want to put in a building somewhere. So I want to put in a building somewhere. So I'm going to put in a building here. So I'm going to lower the terrain. Oh, that's too much. No. Let me choose something flat. Choose a flatter thing. Oh, that's too much. That's giving me a hollow. Let me use something light. Let's see. Um, no, it's increasing it. Shift. So just tap, tap, tap. This is not really flattening the entire stuff. So you need to play with your brush size actually. Let me see what brush size works. Let me see. Um, well, I can reduce the opacity to 0, I think. If I reduce it to 0, it doesn't really work. 2. Okay, so I think I can do some, I can reduce, can reduce. Then I want to get rid of the grass around here. So all I have to do is to click on the grass, click on it, and reduce target strength, I think so. Yeah, once you click on reduce again, reduce it to 0 and click on the grass, and grasses will completely disappear from there. Yeah, so this is where I want to put in my structure. Okay, so right now let's get a 3D model of a house. Okay, so I will go over to, let's see, I think I have a structure. um, um okay, I have, come over to Sketchfab. I'm going to copy, let me copy the link, paste it here. Now also I'm also sending the link to the chart. So this is a link of if you want a building, you can just search in gallery, or let me just search in building here, type in buildings here, old buildings. So I have this very old building. So I think this looks like what we can actually put in our project. Is free. So I'm going to click on it. Preferably as you can see, this is how it looks like. Yeah, so I'm going to click on download. I need to sign in. So as you can see, this is how our old building looks like. Yes, so the guy is using solar panel to generate electricity. So I think we can make use of that. Yeah, so just click on download 3D model right here. Now I think in the last class I made mention of the type of models that are accepted in Unity. Okay, we have the two type of models that are accepted in Unity are called the FBX model. As you can see, you have USDZ. These are different file types. Now these file types will not open in Unity. For you to open it, for you to be able to use these file types in Unity, you need to convert them, and there is a tool you need to convert them. You can also, if you know Blender, you can also convert this in Blender. Okay, so I'm going to download this, and I'll prefer, let me look for something else. I'm not going to use this. Let's look for something else. Go back. What just happened? Let me type in old buildings here, or cottage. Okay, so we have, I'm looking for a very old building, something that I can put in the forest. Um, I'm still looking for a 3D model of a building. Oh, what is wrong with my network? Okay. Let's try this. This is an abandoned building. Let's see whether we can. Let's see whether it's in the right. Awesome. So we have the FBX model, which is, wow, this 3D model is about 504 megabyte. It's a whole lot. So I'm not going to download it. There's a whole lot of meshes in there. So medieval blacksmith house. Yeah, I think this works. Let's click on download. Let's see what size it is. And this is also 520 megabyte. I don't have. Let's look for. We just keep on looking for something with a smaller size, and there's no FBX here. Let's see this. Well, I'm just going to look for something random and just put in there for a demonstration, for a demo sake. Let me put this old wooden van. Let me see whether we have the right size. FBX 378 megabyte. Wow, there is so much details put into this that that is why they have that file size, and I don't want to download that. So you look around though for, okay, yeah, we have something of 30 megabytes, so we just download it. Click on download. My network is also terrible, so I'm trying my possible best to see to it that okay. So our wooden band is already downloading. So all you just have to do is to just import it into your project somewhere. Okay, you can make this to look awesome, you know, from what we've been able to do right here. You can add up you can create your own. At the original standard assets had the water effect, where you can create water, you can create a river, you can create a sea, but this doesn't have it. So as time goes on, I'll explore other assets that gives us the ability to create terrains and import all those. There's another asset already, but this is a whole lot. It's called, let's just search terrain. As you can see, there are lots of terrains and everything right here at the asset store. This is a terrain sample asset pack, and if you click on it, you'll see that this is what, almost 1.2 gigabytes. That's a little bit high. So I'm going to try this out. Maybe in subsequent classes, I'm going to show us how to implement this terrain. You see, my network is terrible, very terrible. Network is terrible. It's taking forever to just download 14 megabyte. Anyways, so I think this is going to be an assignment for you. Create your terrain, put in anything you want to put in there, put in a building in there, import your third-person controller in here, and see it for yourself. When you do this, please post it on LinkedIn, Twitter, and everything, and tag us that this is what you learned and you are able to do this. Let me know what you think, and if you have any issues, also let us know on in Discord, and we'll always put you through if there is any issues. Okay, so I believe today's class is enjoyable. We were able to create a terrain. We also saw how we can download 3D models. We created augmented reality application. We tried it out. We added textures to our 3D model, our table, and we tried it out and everything. You also saw it. So yes, so kindly repeat the entire process and let me know what you actually think. Now, it will be useless for you to embark to take this class and you are not practicalizing anything that's been taught here. So the easiest way to learn is to practicalize. If you are lost, like I said earlier on, let us know and we find a way to put you to bring you back on track. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end the class right here.